Anyone remember guys which instance we wrote yesterday?
Dev.8.
Okay, thank you. Ashit. Reports and analytics. Browse catalog. So we were discussed about the BUI supplier invoices report. Okay, click on open. So this is the report we have developed. And last example we were discussing about this one, right? Conditional format. Conditional format. So if payment status is payment status name is fully paid, display in green color. Payment status name payment status fully paid, display in green color. Not paid, display in red color. Payment status is fully paid, display in green color. If payment status is not paid, display in red color. So this is the requirement. So what we will do? Go to the catalog. Go to the edit. Edit that. Edit that. So if you see criteria, payment status name, column properties, payment status name, column properties, payment status name, column properties. Conditional format, add condition, payment status name, fully paid, click on OK, display the color red, display the color green. Click on OK. Payment status name fully paid is coming green color. Save the changes. I will show you once again how to make the not paid as a red. How to make not paid as a red. Click on criteria. Payment status name. Payment status name. Column properties. Conditional format. Add one more condition. Payment status name. Display in the not paid. Not paid. Display in which color? Red color. Click on OK. Like this. Results. Like this. Save the changes. I will show you once again, guys. Go to the criteria. Payment status name. Column properties. Conditional operator. Click on add condition. So which column you want to make the payment status value should be red color. So that select that column name, select that equal to, mention as full paid, click on OK, mention the color here, which color you want to display. So click on OK, OK. 3 times you can press the OK to display the color. Understand or not, guys? Do you want to show once again? Also, I can show. Hello.
Clear.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, this is one requirement. Click on this. So the next requirement is a little bit complex, guys. The next requirement is a little bit complex. Supplier and BU are the business units are the parameters. Based on that, we need to display parameters or prompts, both are same. We need to display invoice amount in graphical format. Invoice amount in a graphical format. Invoice amount in graphical format. So paid invoice amount and not paid invoice amount. Paid invoice amount or not paid invoice amount. Supplier name and BU are the parameters, are prompts. Based on that, we need to display invoice amount in graphical format. So graphical format or pie chart. Pie chart. So it should come like this, guys. I will tell you. Let's say, for example, students marks. Let's go to the Google. Students marks. Pie chart. So you see this one. You see this one. So if you look at this one, okay, you see this one. So if you see mathematics, mathematics 108%, science this one, social this one, English this one, and Hindi, and 45% this one social. So how it is coming is based on the student name. So this is the marks. Based on the student name, this is the marks. I want to tell you. Go this one. So for example, if I search the student name, the student marks came like this. So if I search the student name, so this is the marks and this is the subjects. Student, marks, and subjects. Same way, in our case also, supplier is the same like a student. Here invoice. Here marks. Marks. Here payment status name. Okay, here I can say full paid and not paid. Understand or not? Full paid and not paid. Okay, here subjects. supplier wise, how many how much invoice amount? One supplier have a what is invoice amount? That we need to divide full paid or not paid. For example, one supplier is ABC supplier. ABC supplier invoice amount is 10,000. In that 12,000 or 12,000, 7,000 is paid. 7,000 is paid. 7,000 is paid. 5,000 is unpaid. So example I am telling you, ABC supplier is one supplier. 12,000 is invoice amount. 7,000 is paid. 5,000 is unpaid. How you can make this one? So I will tell you this one. You go to the Word document. Go to the Word document. So you draw this one.
Vamshini, I'm disconnecting from the phone. Please accept me in this mobile.
I already accepted.
Okay, thank you so much.
So this is the pie chart. And if you mention this one, it will be like this. So this is the paid amount, this is the unpaid amount. So supplier name is the ABC supplier. ABC supplier. So this is the invoice amount. This is the invoice amount. So this is the paid amount or unpaid amount that will be divided this one, payment status name. So based on the supplier name, invoice amount will be divided in this format. Same way, if you see this one, here the student marks. For example, if I search any student name, the student marks for the maths 50 and chemistry this marks, chemistry this mark, English this marks, physics this marks, like that. So you consider the same example. So supplier name is the student name. Marks are the invoice amount. Subjects are the payment status name. So payment status name is the subject's names. So this is the payment status name. Understand, right? So we need to display so end user will select the supplier name. So based on the supplier name selection, I would like to display invoice amount with two parts. One is paid invoice amount and not paid invoice amount. And this here it will come paid or unpaid. Only two will come. But here in this case, it is coming 6, right? Because 6 subjects are there. But in our case, we have only 2 either paid and unpaid. Paid and unpaid. Okay. So based on the supplier name, we need to display invoice amount. That invoice amount, paid invoice amount, how much? Not paid invoice amount, how much? That we need to display in the graphical format. This format we need to display. Understand the requirement or not, guys?
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes.
So for that, what we will do? For that, we have a graph components. We have graph components are there. Graph or pie chart components are there. We have graph or pie chart components are there. Okay. So we have graph or pie chart components. So graph components and pie chart components it will be like this case. So basically the graph, we have inbuilt graph components are there. So how we are going to define the graph components, that is the matter here. So graph components are graph prompts, graph sections, measure places and excluding. We have graph or pie chart component, graph prompts, sections, measure, slices and excluding. So graph prompt, sections, measures, slices and excluding. So whatever the columns we have decided, right? So supplier name, invoice amount, payment status name. Okay, so whatever the columns which we have in the which we have in our report, those columns we need to divide, we need to organize. Otherwise, what I can say, the word whatever the columns are there, that columns we have to map into this graph components. The report columns map into graph components. The report columns map into graph components. So whatever the report columns are there, that report columns we have to map into graph components. The report columns we have to map into graph components. So this is the graph components, built-in graph components. So in our case, graph prompts are, so user is going to select the value, right? Select the value from the graph. So which value user is going to select? Supplier name and BU name. Sections not applicable for this requirement. Measure. So which one is the measuring column? So here, if you look at this one, so this is the measuring column, right? So measuring column is the invoice amount. So dividing column. What is the dividing column here? If you look at this one, this is the dividing column. 60, 50, 80, 70, 55. These are the dividing columns.
These are the dividing columns.
Huh?
These are the dividing columns.
The dividing column is payment status name.
Dividing columns are the payment status name.
Correct. Payment status name.
We have graph of pie chart components. Excluding.
Yeah, excluding means whatever the columns are there. Whatever the columns are there in our report, whichever not used for your graph. For example, in our report we have many columns are there, right? If you look at this one, there are many columns are there. Invoice number, invoice date, invoice currency, and outstanding. This we are not using, right? So whichever the columns not used in the graph, that we have to keep in the excluding columns. Whichever the columns not used, then keep in excluded. So based on the requirement, we need to organize our columns into graph components. So these are the built-in graph components or pie chart components. So that means we have to map your columns into this graph components. The report columns we have to map into graph components. These are the graph components or pie chart components. Understand or not, guys? No.
Yes.
So now we are going to start the development. Start the development. So click on results. So result sheet is coming, right? So result sheet is coming. So the thing is, what we have to do, the beginning step, first select this new view, select this is the menu. So this is the menu, select this new view. Select this menu. Select this new view, graph 5. Once again, I will tell you guys. So this is the menu. Here select this one, graph pie chart. Once again, I will tell you guys, this is the menu, new view, graph pie chart. Understand or not, guys? Select the pie chart. So when I press the pie chart, when I set the pie option here, what will happen? When we select the pie option, first it will give the error. When we select the pie option, first it will give the error. When we select the pie option, first it will give the error. When we select the pie option, first it will give the error. Why error will come, guys? Any idea? Any guess?
We didn't give the sections, measurement slices.
Correct answer. See, we did not give the columns. We did not give the column. These columns we have not organized to this components, right? So whatever the columns are there in the graph, that we have not organized or mapped into these components, right? Graph did not understand which column is for measure, which column is for slices, which column is for excluded. So graph did not understand. Because of that reason, error will come first. Error why it will come, guys? Because we have not organized the columns into we have not organized the columns into graph components. We have not organized the column or mapped columns into graph components. That is the reason error will come. Remember this point. That is the reason error will come. Read this one, guys. 2 times you can read. When we select the pie option, first it will give the error. Why error will come? We have not organized or mapped the columns into graph components. That is the reason error will come. So why I am telling this many times is, many people are messaging me after they select the pie chart, error will come. They are sending me screenshots. Error is coming. How to fix that issue? So that is the reason I am telling you. I will show you how to fix also now. So what I will do, first to select this menu, select the graph pie chart. Guys, listen carefully, guys. Pay attention. First to select the menu, other view, graph pie chart. Click on pie chart. Definitely error will come. That is expected only. So error is coming, right? Don't afraid when the error will come. Save. When the error will come, don't afraid. Click on save. When the error comes, don't afraid. Click on save. Click on catalog. Click on catalog. Edit. Click on catalog, edit. Click on catalog, edit. Click on catalog, edit. Click on graph here. Click on graph. Click on graph. Update. Graph. Update. Graph. Update. Graph. Update. So now if you look at this one, I told you, graph components are graph prompt, measure, sections, slices, and excluded. Now you tell me, guys, which column is for which component? Supplier name is graph prompt. Supplier name is graph prompt. It is there like that. Invoice currency we are not using. First, whatever the columns which you are not using, put in the excluded mode. Remember this point. Whichever the columns you are not using, put in the excluded mode. Following, right? Invoice date. And invoice outstanding invoice amount we are not using. GST invoice amount we are not using. Then excluded, drag and drop only. Business unit name is the graph prompt. Payment status name is the slices. Like that. Understand or not, guys? Just to drag and drop only. Supplier name and prompts are the supplier name and BU name are the graph prompt. Invoice amount is the measuring column. Slices is the payment status name. Whichever the columns which you are not using in the graph, you put in the excluded mode. Save the changes. Done. See? So this is the ABC Consulting. If I put the cursor here, it is showing as payment status name full paid $71,297. 84%. If I put the green color symbol, 13,276, 15%. Select this one. EIP. Okay. Payment status name. Change graph change or not? No. Please supplier.
Yes.
If I change any del like this. Amazon like this. So following, right? Easy or difficult, guys? Easier. Pardon? Not able to hear.
Bank one more column to be added. Now you are able to hear?
Yeah, I'm able to hear. Tell me.
Hello.
Yeah.
What I'm saying, bank has one more column not to be added here. Means outstanding amount. Invoice amount is there, no? Bank has to one more column to be added here. Outstanding. How to do that?
You remove, no? You go here. You remove this invoice amount. You add the outstanding invoice amount here. Drag and drop. Drag and drop here.
Okay.
You want to show?
No, he wants to add the outstanding amount column. Means two more columns.
Measuring column?
Yes.
Yeah, measuring.
You can add, na? It is not adding. So only one column, right? The total should be.
Either this or that, right?
See what you will do. You write one formula, invoice amount and outstanding invoice amount. You can sum it up and display that column here. One column only we can display here. So I already told you now how to display the formula. You write the formula, invoice amount plus outstanding amount, sum it up and then add here in the measuring column.
Vamsi, what is the use of this business unit name in the graph prompt?
Client wants to two parameters should be passed. For example, in the future, UK business will come here.
Okay.
So UK will be select and supplier name will be select. So based on that only, the graph will be displayed. Understand or not? Amazon. Like this. So this is the payment status name. So this is the invoice amount. This is the supplier name. So you can consider this is the student marks and subjects. Same thing I shown in the Google also, right? This one. Understand or not?
These colors, pie chart, that was recited by whom? Means the payment status name paid.
Can you change the name? I'm confusing here. Something Nityasri it is coming.
Yeah, Kumar, sorry.
These colors are, so
Hmm.
these colors, what we will do, these colors, not sure we can do or not, but if you go to the background colors, there are some colors are there, but formatting options. Thanks. Try this one. Cross colors. Something we can try. They are not showing. It's coming like that. See. So background you can change, but this will not come. This we don't have option to change. Background color. Try this one. The background color we can change, Kumar, but this cannot be changed.
Okay. But here, that payment status name paid or fully paid, last time we mentioned separate colors, right? In that color.
That is for column data, na?
Mm-hmm.
This is column data. Column
Right.
data, we have conditional operations are there.
Right,
But here
right.
we don't have, right? Graph is different component, right? So this column is different component.
Got it.
Okay, guys. Now this is the requirement. Any questions, guys? Okay. Now one more requirement here. Let's say, for example, in our report we have a data is there and graph is there. In our report we have a data is there and graph is there. So the client expectation is create one choice list. Create one choice list. Mention as select your choice that contains two values. Select your choice contain two values. Select your choice contain the two values. One is select your choice contain the two values. So what are the two values? Select your choice contain the two values, graph and data. If end user select the select your choice as the graph, select your choice as graph, it will display graph. If user select your choice as data, it will display the data in the report. Create one choice list. That choice list is the name as select your choice. This contains two values, graph and data. If end user select your choice as the graph, it will display the graph. If end user select your choice as the data, it will display the data. That is the requirement. Understand or not? So in our report, it is coming data and table graph, right? So client expectation is we should display that one choice list here. The choice list have a two values, table data and graph. If user select the table will come. If user select the graph, this graph will come. Like that. How we can achieve that one? How we can achieve this one? So just let me go to the other views, view selector. Select the menu, other views, view selector. Other views, view selector. View selector. Other views, view selector. Just drag and drop this view selector to top. Following or not? Put here. Other views to here. Put here. Till now, any questions, guys? So now, guys, in your report, whatever you are adding, so that will be displayed here. In your report, how many is there? Title is there, view selector is there, table is there, and graph is there. So whatever you are adding here, that will be added in the views. If you see that.
Can you repeat this view selector once again?
View selector, you want to show once again?
Yes.
So you delete this one. Okay. So what you will do here? Select this menu. Other views. View selector. Select the menu. Other views. View selector. So this is the menu. Last other views. View selector. So if I add the view selector one more, it will come one more here. If you look at this one. Understand or not? So this is the first view selectors. We removed from here, but we have not removed from here. Understand or not? Once again, I will tell you guys. So whatever the views we are adding, whatever the components we are adding here, those things will be added here. First I added the view selectors, but I deleted. But here it is deleted. In the component layout, it is deleted. Means in the report it is deleted, but the structure will be there in the views here. Understand or not?
Can't we delete that, Vamshi?
Yeah, you can delete. That's not a problem. But if you want reuse, you can reuse. That is the meaning, that one. Got it or not? What is that meaning? If you want again reuse, you can reuse this one.
Okay.
Why it is there means in the future I want to use this in the back to my report. Then it is there. If you don't want to use in the future, you can remove from here. So that is the purpose. Understand, right? So when you are adding anything in the report, that will be added in the views. If you delete here, it will be deleted from the report, but it will not be deleted from the structure. This is called structure of the background structure, I can say. It will be maintained as the views. So now what is our requirement in the view selector? In the view selector, we are going to add this table. That means this table and graph we are adding in the view selector. This table and graph we are adding in the view selector. This table, whatever the table is there, this table and this graph we are adding in the view selector. Once again, I am telling is whatever the table data is there and whatever the graph is there, that we are adding in the view selector. Here we are adding. So how we can add? Click on update. Click on update or edit. Both are same. Click on edit here. So there are many views are there as title, table, graph, none, something is there, na? But I would like to add table. I would like to add the graph. And you mentioned the select your choice. So select your choice contain the two values, table and graph. So these and all will be there in the view selectors. So in your view selectors, table is there, and so if I select the table will be there. If I select the graph also will be there. See? If I select the table will come. If I select the graph will come. But if you see this one, in your report, view selectors this part will be there along with in the below, Now if I put the save and done, in your report, view selectors with this section will be there, along with table will be there, and graph also will be there. Understand or not? See, now if I click the save and done, if I click the save and done, view selector will be there. View selector contain the table and graph. This section already we have defined. Now along with if you see, table will be there again, Graph will be there. But these two are not required, right? This table are not required in the, this table and graph not required in where? Report. Why it is not required? Because you are accessing this table and graph from view selector. So you don't require to display this table and graph again in the report. So what you will do, you remove this graph and table from the, remove this compound layout. Remove this graph, remove this table. Anyway, view selector will be access table and graph from the here. Save the changes. So now if you look at this one, title is coming, view selectors is coming. Table and graph, even though separately it is not there, but when I press the tab, when I press the graph, this component will be accessed from where? Here. Here. If I select the graph, see now it is coming graph. It is coming from here. If I select the table, table will come from here. The source of the view will be here. Understand or not? Save the changes. So this is called view selector space. If I select the table, table will come. If I select the graph, graph will come. Any question you can ask?
Vamshi, normally these reports, how we can share this to the customer? Normally, we can know how to download and how to share this to the customer. Normally, in
this report, there are two. I will tell you end user. You are talking about end user point of view, right? End user point of view. Last three sections. Last. I will tell you how we can access. How end user can be accessed.
Okay.
Are there? One is client will say sometime to send the report to email. That is one way. Another way is we are going to create one link here in the home page. Go to the not coming. So in the home page, we are going to create one hyperlink, Kumar. So that link press, this report will be open.
So that link we can provide into the shared folder or any other?
Shared folder, not shared folder. In the home page, there are icons are there, right?
Right.
In the icons, we are going to create one hyperlink. Hyperlink or icon. Not hyperlink, I can say icon. When I press the icon, this report will be open. So in the home page, we are going to, I will show you example. Anyway, practical, I will show you. XSP delete. Instant became slow. See, this is the Kumar. If you open, this is the OTBI report only. This section.
Okay.
It is taking time to display, but normally if instance performance is fast, it will display immediately. So this is the OTBI report only. So this kind of report also we are going to develop in the soon. So that means your end user will see only output. End user will not see the options here. See, whatever the options I am showing, right? These options will not see by end user. See, if you see here, you can only see the output, right? Did you observe?
End user can have an option to select this graph option or table option as a view selector.
Yeah, you can select now. So this is the view selector only.
Okay.
You can select and based on the selection of the value, the data will be displayed.
Okay.
Understand or not?
Vamshi, as we develop that report, we are able to see that borders coming, correct?
Where
Like
it is coming to us?
what we have developed. Like if
Hmm.
you go there, see
Hmm.
like title and the view selector section, we are able to see, correct?
Correct.
So can we like disable this border thing? Like
See, if you see, save this one. So this is developer view now. We go to the
okay,
catalog. Developer view is not that one. Developer view. Sorry. So this is developer view. That is the reason it is coming. If you click on open, it will not come. See?
okay.
So this is the end user view. So which you are seeing in the catalog, right? That is the developer view.
Okay.
Understand or not? This is the
Yeah. Developer view, and that is a end user view.
end user view. This is the
Yeah.
end user view.
Mhm.
Now, so till now, any questions, guys? So the most important topics today I covered. One is graph, one is view selectors, and another one is these views. So this is the structure of your components, report components. So whatever the report objects with report components which you use, that will be there in the views. If I remove from here, it will not be displayed here. Remember this point. So if you remove from here, again you can get back from views. But if you remove from here, you will not access anything in the report in the future. If you for example, you added something here. Okay. So you remove from here, but in the future you can access from the views.
Vamshi, in the views section.
For example, let me complete. After that, you can ask the question. For example, in the report, I have removed the table and the graph, right? So again, if you want, you can access. Select this one. Click on add view. See?
Okay, got it.
Yeah, now you ask the question.
No, the same question I asked. How to drag it and how to use it.
Yeah, just to click on this arrow mark, Kumar. Now, the one more important topic is today. One more important topic: how you can migrate this report from another instance. How you can migrate this report from another instance. So for example, in the real time, we have instances. Example, it may be company to company vary. Dev instance. Test instance. UAT instance. Prod instance. So this production instance where the business is going to use. Here we cannot do any development. Here we cannot do any R&D. Researches. Prod instance is the main instance where they are going to use in their business. This dev, test, UAT are our main development instances. Here only we are going to do the development. Even UAT also we don't have access. Dev and test we have accesses in the real time. So this will be company to company vary, guys. But whichever I worked in the companies that I'm telling you, dev and test is the development instance. UAT is the user acceptance test instance. Prod is the business usage instance. For example, you develop the report from the dev instance. You develop the report in the dev instance. Now I would like to migrate this report into prod. I have developed the report from the dev instance. I would like to migrate to the prod. One more time I will tell you guys. So I have developed the report in the dev instance. I would like to migrate to prod. In the prod, I cannot develop, right? No. In the prod, I cannot develop the report, right? Correct or not? So I would like to create the report here. That report I want to move to prod instance. Prod instance I want to move. How we can move? The first step is create the catalog. Sorry. Use the archive option to download the catalog file. Use the archive option to download the catalog file. Use the archive option to download the catalog file. So what you will do, put the catalog. Go to this report, more, archive. So when I click the archive, it will generate one catalog file. When I click the archive, it will generate one catalog file. When you click the more on archive, it will generate one catalog file. When you click the more and click on archive, it will generate one catalog file. Once again, I will tell you guys. So select the more here and click on archive, it will generate one catalog file. Click on archive, click on OK. So it is generated in the catalog file. Did you observe or not?
Yes.
No.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So now let's go to other instance. You can go to dev26 instance. Go to dev26 instance. So this is you can consider this is a prod instance. You can consider this is the prod instance. You can consider this is a prod instance. And you go here. Tools, reports and analytics. In the prod instance, you go to reports and analytics, browse catalog. You create the folder, whatever the folder it is there, no? So you create that folder. OTBI underscore July3. Select this one and you go to an archive. Go to an archive. So whatever the catalog file you downloaded, right? So you access from here. Click on OK. Click on an archive. It will open one window. There you have a browse option. Browse the catalog file and click on OK. That's it. It will come here. So very, very important, guys. Most of the time interview question they will ask. And in another instance, use an archive option to upload the catalog. In another instance, use an archive option to upload the catalog file. Use archive option to download the catalog file. In another instance, use an archive option to upload the catalog file. Understand or not?
Yes.
So at this moment, any question you can ask me.
Vamshi, in real time, we cannot develop the report in prod instance.
No, prod we cannot do. Prod they will not give the access.
Okay, in UAT also, right? UAT instance.
UAT also they will not give the access. Test and dev only we will have access.
Hello.
Yeah, UAT and UAT instance also we don't have access. UAT means user acceptance test. So that is the reason I'm telling you it is a company to company vary case. Some companies they will give UAT, some companies they will not give the UAT. But prod for sure, technical people they will not give the access to you. And one more thing, guys. See, whenever you are developing the report, right? For example, you have completed only for 50% of the report development. So our instances will be refreshed every 1 week, right? Every 1 week, 4 days, 5 days, it will refresh, right? So that is the reason I'm telling you. Every time, whenever you practice the report, you archive that file. When the new instance will come, you archive and you can continue the practice. Once again, I will tell you guys. So what I am telling is, whenever you do the practice, guys, you archive the file to local system. So 50% you have completed the report practice. So remaining 50% you want to migrate into other instance, right? So remaining 50% you want to practice, right? So instead of creating the report from the scratch, whatever you archive the file into local system, you unarchive and continue the practice.